I just knew we had to do something to help the families we had met, single moms, people that didn't have family, people that didn't have a church home, to have that support. And so I talked with Dr. Patterson, and I said, what's the best thing we could do to help the parents? Because I learned as a first grade teacher, if you want to have a success with a child, then you need to have that parent involved. And I knew if we could help the parents, that ultimately we would be helping the sick child. And so he said of Ronald McDonald House. So I visited the one in Durham and walked through the door and knew this is what we have to do in Winston. I did talk with Rich Halverson, who was the franchise owner-operator here of the McDonald's, and he said we can't do anything right now because we're obligated to the Duke House. It had just opened, and so I came back and told the board they can't, and they said, we can do it.
They decided to name it the Rainbow House because it wasn't a Ronald McDonald house. It was very difficult to find something to renovate, but they did find the house.
It was the head nurse's grandmother's house, beautiful two-story house, and we were excited, and there were people in Ardmore that, for whatever reason, didn't want to see that happen in their neighborhood.
The neighbors were concerned that it wouldn't be appropriate for their neighborhood, that the property wouldn't be kept up, it would destroy their neighborhood.
So somehow the word got out, and I will never forget, I went to the alderman's meeting and walked in, and people were up and down the stairways going into the old city halls where they met. I thought, oh my gracious, whatever I say, it's got to be the right thing, because somebody had called me and said they had a petition against us and there would be a lot of people there. But what I didn't realize later was that a lot of those people were from the hospital and other people that believed in what we were doing. So it wasn't all just people that were negative toward it. They did turn us down there, but I realized that we just needed to educate people. And so from that point, I just went out and talked with civic groups, church groups, anyone that would invite me and listen to the story and the need of having a house here. But it was true with so many things that happened that at the time we thought it was another door closed, but actually a door opened. I had a friend in real estate whose daughter had leukemia and was on our board. We went house to house up Hawthorne to houses that were already zoned multifamily, so we wouldn't have to go through that again.
My hat's off to people who went door to door, knocking on doors and saying, we want to buy your property. Can we do that?
And we found this house. He was renovating it into 7 apartments, and it was ideal. I mean, it was what we needed right there. We were renovating the house, and Rich called and he said, Penny, I think we're ready to help. And that was just a blessing. When we opened in 1984, of course, we opened as the Ronald McDonald House.